So this is going to be the Gemini reading for the month of July 2023. So anyone with prominent Gemini placements in your birth chart, thank you so much for being here. I am going to cover a little bit of the astrology as it relates to the full moon and the new moon cycle this month, just to get an overall theme of what the month has to bring for us. But I am also time stamping the video. So if you're not interested in listening to the astrology portion, you could just go to the tarot reading and then watch the rest of the video from there. If you are interested in more astrology, watch my weekly readings. I do weekly readings for each element, and there I do break down the astrology for the week. I just think that covering the entire month worth of astrology in one video is just too much to do, and I'd rather go through it week by week so we can feel and see the relevance as it's happening, if that makes sense. Okay, so on July 3rd, we do have a full moon in Capricorn. So the overall theme for the month of July is going to be around what is really important to us. So us thinking about those things and what we truly value, and where and what are we investing our time, energy, resources, and even money in. Are these things adding to the overall quality of our life, or are we just wasting? With the energy of Capricorn, it does not like to waste. It wants to make sure that, for the work that it's putting in, that they see results, right? So it's a very results-oriented energy, a very work-oriented energy. There's heavy determination here and resiliency. And just overall putting in the work to build a more solid foundation with something. So it's just something for us to really be reflecting on. And as we are investing and putting effort into something, I think that around this full moon in Capricorn, it's going to give us an opportunity to sort of step back and course correct if we do see that what we are putting our efforts into is not truly adding anything to the overall quality of our life. And then on June 17th, we do have the new moon in Cancer. So every month at this time during Cancer season, the full moon is always in Capricorn and the new moon is always in Cancer. So here, at this time, it's a new beginning. It's an opportunity for us to initiate something, to plant a seed, to start a project, or initiate change of some sort. Usually this has to do with something that we are emotionally connected to, or something that we know will bring us emotional fulfillment. Since Cancer is a cardinal water sign, there is a sense of initiation as it is. So with that new moon enhancing the cardinal quality here, I do think that there will be moments for a lot of us where we come to find out that, there is something that we feel passionate about and that we want to begin. Like there is just an overall new beginning that we want to feel as it relates to what we can connect to emotionally and what we can really feel, right? So other themes around this time will be our homes, our family, especially the mother or the feminine in the family. You as a mother or you as a parent, therefore children may be involved here as well. So those will be pretty much priorities during this time. Also, July 17th, the same day, we do have the nodes of the moon moving from the Taurus-Scorpio axis into the Aries-Libra axis. So here with the nodes, there's a north node and there's a south node. And so the north node really talks about where we are going, where we are headed, what we should be shooting for. And the south node talks about what we should be leaving behind. And so these nodes stay in a particular part of the sky for about a year and a half or so. So with the north node being in Aries, we are going to be embracing the individuality concepts, independence concepts, and just thinking overall of the I am concept. So who am I, separate from, aside from other relationship dynamics? Who am I separate from my family dynamic, right? Or my bloodline? Who am I separate from, my work environment and the position that I hold there? Who am I separate from this relationship or marriage that I've been in for 20 years? So I'm not saying that, you will be leaving these groups of people or these relationships. I'm just saying that there is heavy thought or emphasis around doing something for ourselves, by ourselves, who we are as an individual, and overall feeling more independent and not really needing to depend on others for support or, you know, motivation, whether that is moral support or even literal support, right? Like if you find yourself in a place or an environment where you are literally depending on someone to support you in some way, in a materialistic type of way, during the next year and a half, there will be opportunity for you to either choose to do something on your own and to be able to support yourself, or there will be scenarios or circumstances where the universe may push you to do that. And so we will see these themes come through, especially when these nodes hit up on or make an aspect to major players like other big planets in the sky throughout the next year and a half. So that is pretty much the astrology that I wanted to speak on. Again, watch the weekly readings if you want more details, more astrological content, and I will be breaking down the astrology for the week there. What's I gonna say? Subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss those readings. And like the video if you were able to gain any perspective or insight from today's reading. I would also really appreciate it. All right, so let's go into the personal energy for Gemini. What is the personal energy for Gemini for the month of July, please? 2023. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Okay. I feel a sense of calm with you guys in this reading. I've been trying to cram in the readings in the last like 3 days or so. But here with you guys, I just feel slow. I don't know if there is something that's taking a long time in your life, or you feel slow, or you like there's patience needed or something like that. But we'll see. What is the personal energy, please, for the sign of Gemini for the month of July 2023? All right, so we have the Two of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Fool card. So heavy emphasis on your material realm, the material side, your reality. Maybe could be your money, your job, finances, stuff like that. But you're weighing out options here. I think that you overall, for the month of July, feel a sense of lack somewhere. There is a lack here. I think that in order to get out of feeling this way, you know that there has to be a new start somewhere in your life. And this could be like an internal sort of shift in perspective, or something literally external that you have to get moving on in order to get out of this lack mentality or this lack reality that you find yourself in. You may feel like you don't have enough. You don't have what you need. And you're sort of weighing things out as though, I feel resourcefulness here. There's a need to be resourceful because you're trying to like hold on to what it is that you have, and you're being really smart about how you are using your resources. Where is your money going? Maybe there's something that you need to really pay off. Maybe you just have finances on your mind this month very heavily, and it's just sort of becoming a burden, and you're getting overwhelmed by it all. And there's just like this sense of being free and being risky, and wanting to just have a fresh start somewhere as it relates to the material aspects of your life. Like you want to get away from this. What is in the environment for the sign of Gemini, please? Okay, so you have the Ace of Swords, so clarity, truth coming through in the environment this month. You're going to see the truth or know the truth about a situation. It's going to give you more clarity and insight and in your environment there is a need to have a plan. Or someone has a plan. The Strength card and the Four of Pentacles. So in the environment, there's a need to have courage about something. Courage about standing your ground, maybe. Like really being clear about what you want out of life or out of yourself and holding on to that, like being really strong with your values and what you feel you deserve, and not letting go of something that you feel is really close to you. It's like being clear on who you are, showing up in a very authentic way, being a little vulnerable even to show up so truthfully, or someone in your environment is doing that. It's either you or someone else. Reverse the roles is needed. But in your environment, there is a circumstance or something that comes up that is asking for authenticity, that is asking for courage and bravery to be authentic, to be honest and open and truthful. And getting down to like what it is that really, really matters to you. Like telling somebody like, this is who I am. This is what I need. This is what I want, you know, for myself, for my life. And being brave enough to go off and get that. Being brave enough to course correct, you know, the direction or the path that you've been on in order to achieve that. Being brave enough to be open and honest with somebody, even if that means, you know, like allowing someone to make their decision as to whether or not they are on board with whatever it is that you need and the direction that you need to go on. It's either you doing that or someone else doing that. I don't know if because someone is doing this, another person feels left and like they are alone or they are in lack. But there's a need for a new start here. Let's get more detail for Gemini for the rest of the month, please. Let's start off with the beginning of the month. What does Gemini need to anticipate? What other details are there for July 2023? So emotional fulfillment at the beginning of July. Something has you feeling really good. Very different from this energy here. Unless it's the yearning for it or a need of it. But there's heart to heart. People being on the same page. People working toward the same thing. On the surface, it may seem that people are working toward the same thing. On the surface, it may seem that two people are, or more like just a group of people, whatever, are emotionally fulfilled. It could just be you on the surface coming off as though you are emotionally fulfilled and you feel love and you feel all right. So this is the Devil, King of Cups. I'm also feeling a heavy emotional manipulation. So people who manipulate through making others feel guilty, making others feel bad. People, you know, sort of talking like they are the victim. So the other person feels shitty about something that happened. Putting blame on someone else. Emotional manipulation. 7 of Wands, there's a sense of a lot coming at you at once. It feels like someone is just going like at you, or you could be doing this to someone else. Like someone is finally breaking through and breaking free and just like word vomiting all of their feelings and emotions that they've been carrying, and releasing it. So it feels like blame in a way. The King of Cups is someone who is very in control of their emotions. Usually they are the quiet type. They're the more observant type. They're not going to spill how they are feeling toward everyone. You know, like they hold it. They don't hold it in. They work with it. You know, like they have mastered their emotions and their emotional reactions. You know, and so it's just because they are so in control of them. Because the Devil is right next to this King of Cups, just sort of tells me and makes me feel that they are using their skills and their talents of being in control of their emotions in a negative, manipulating way. So because they are so in control of their emotions, they know how to control the emotions of others. And they know that other people are probably not as in control. So therefore they use that to their advantage. And see that sort of fault in another person. I don't know. Like the 10 of Cups and the King of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful cards together. But why the Devil in the middle? You know? I mean, the Devil also in its highest vibe, it's about liberation and breaking free from emotional constraints, from mental constraints, from destructiveness, from, you know, shitty situations, whether it is self-imposed or in the external, dealing with other people. So there's a need to break break the shackles and free oneself, right? Like if we're talking about the Devil in a high vibe. Something has you bound. Something has you stuck. I'm also feeling like, I don't know if you've ever been in this type of relationship dynamic before, where it's like, let's say two really intense, like passionate, deep feeling individuals come together. And it's like you are in the depths of emotion. And, I don't know, like usually like I'm speaking to a Gemini air sign, but usually this is like heavy water energy, you know? And so it's like you're drowning in this depth, in this intense, passionate, like feeling and emotion, you know, like wanting to explode with it. And sometimes it just feels like literally you're drowning. Sometimes it feels like you can't breathe, you know, like there's so much talk and there's so much expression and there's so much like it's just so like, even now I feel like I can't breathe, right? Like there's a need to get out of that. Like if there's a lot of emotional conversation happening and people just need to spill and express and all, like how much can you really do of that? You know, like there's a balance that's needed here. Yes, it's great to express. Yes, it's great to, you know, be aware of one's emotions and how one is feeling I don't know, do all of that stuff, and there's time and place for all of that, but shit, like at some point you need to come out and breathe. At some point, what are you going to do about all of this talk, right? What is the solution here? What is the direction that we're taking here? What are we getting out of it? Or are we just going to drown in this emotional environment forever? And if someone is like this, I do think that they're doing that purposely. So I don't feel that it is you, unless you're a Gemini that has heavy water placements or something like that. But if you're dealing with someone like this and you find yourself like endless emotional conversation that, you know, has taken days and weeks at this point, I do think that this person is doing it on purpose to prolong a situation, to manipulate a situation. There's a sense of distraction. They're distracting with emotional expression. So another person cannot see what they're doing on the other side of it, if that makes sense. I don't know who that's for, but I feel that strongly. And there's a need to break through, right? Like in the dark, in the depths of emotion, and somebody needs to break through and get out into the light, into the sun. Come up for air. Stop drowning. More conversation here with the Three of Pentacles, middle of the month. Hopefully by this point there is progress. More conversation with the Page of Swords. There's more truth, more, I don't know what kind of situation this is. More truth. I mean, yes, more truth. That's always good. But like, make sure that it's the truth, you know, like, I don't know. Like the time that's being invested and spent in these moments, what are you getting out of it? Just feels really heavy, like I can't breathe, like if I'm claustrophobic or something. Someone is just too much. Then you have the Lover's card, which is your card here. Three of Cups, which is people. A lot of conversation happening middle of the month for the Gemini. Especially the middle of the month. Looking for emotional fulfillment, but I don't think you really know how to get it. I don't think you really, or if this could be someone else, I don't know. But it's like, yes, I want to be happy. I want to be in love. I want to love this person. I want the other person to love me. I want to be happy in my job. I want to be, you know, happy with my life, with myself. Like I want to feel contentment and I want to be in control of my emotions. But I don't know if you know how. There's some heartache and heartbreak at the end of the month with some loss there. I don't know if these people know how to achieve this. There's choices that need to be made, clarity that needs to be had. Someone is doing intense observation here. Someone, I don't know what they're observing. Could be observing others for some reason. Like there's more than one person here involved in some way. Maybe someone needs to make a choice. Like if this is a romantic relationship, someone needs to make a choice between multiple people. If this is like where you are negotiating for some type of money project or business project, or you're negotiating a client, like getting a client or a contract or something like that. Like there's multiple people or groups or companies that are sort of in competition for it, and there needs to be like a decision made. Therefore someone is like intensely observing another, whether it's the group dynamic or the relationship dynamic, you fit it into your life how it should be, but the context of this is still the same. So someone is intensely observing the situation so they can make a decision between multiple options here. Someone has different sides to them as well that they are showing to different people, different faces. So 3 of Swords, which is the heartbreak and loss and healing of the heart. The World, which is an ending of a cycle. Like something has come full circle. The 5 of Wands, which is not really being in alignment. Like there's, again, I just feel like there's a lot of people involved. And I feel like there's a lot of people involved, but I also feel like someone is at the middle of it. Someone is constructing this play. Someone is the director of this movie. Something like that. Then you have the Knight of Wands here. So there's passion, excitement, impulsivity, instincts, not really thinking before acting, really taking the plunge, taking the risk, back to the Fool here. What are you taking the risk for or toward? What is this Knight of Wands, please? And this is coming up at the end of the month. I feel like by the end of the month, truth has come through. So you have the King of Wands. Who did I just do? Was it Capricorn? Capricorn had the Knight of Wands turning into the King of Wands. So I don't know if you have Capricorn in your chart. Yeah, the King of Wands. To clarify the Knight here, someone's in control. There's a passionate, dynamic, charismatic, authoritative, in control, really like big personality type of person coming through at the end of the month that is sort of making decisions for other people, for themselves, going towards something that they are really passionate about. What else for the Knight of Wands? Leaving something behind. Someone also feels like this King feels shitty as well, that they need to leave this thing behind, and this could be male or female, but they feel a little sad about it. I don't know if they are like holding on to what they've lost instead of really looking at what they have to gain by moving on, by moving away. Because this is coming at the end, and this is coming after the heartbreak, which means if there's heartbreak, something has come to light, right? It could have to do, for the majority of you, it could have to do with the romantic situation. What is the loss here? What happened? The Empress, again the Ace of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. Something was just too much. Something was just too hard, too overbearing, too much work to continue to keep up with. I feel also that there's somebody that is really high maintenance. There could be a sense of financial loss because someone is too high maintenance. I don't know what that's about. But it's like, why does love have to be so hard, right? Like this is one of those loves that was just hard. It took a toll on some people here. Someone's getting a lot of attention. There's a need to have courage again and end something. This person, whoever is the director of the show here, they just want more. They see their lives as something better, something bigger. You know, like there's an element of like, this cannot be my life forever, you know? Like their soul is I feel this so strongly. Like somebody's soul is begging and yearning for purpose, for their human to go toward the purpose that the soul has here. But they don't know, I feel this also, they don't know how. They don't know how to be in touch with the soul and the spirit. And when we feel that way, or like, let's just say, you know, you're not really conscious and you still very much deep in the matrix of life, and you think that the matrix of life is reality and is everything, but simultaneously your soul knows better, and your soul is begging and yearning and calling for your attention, and you are not aware and conscious. You don't have the skills, the experience, the knowledge to understand what that is and how that feels. And so therefore you're trying to therefore it causes you, or whoever this is that I'm talking about, to act out, right? To express, to release in other ways, in other matrixy ways, if that makes sense. Which is the constraints that the devil brings to us when the devil card shows up, right? There's a mental, emotional constraint here. So someone is deep in that, I believe. I feel strongly. Like the soul is begging the human to follow their purpose, to wake up, to know that there's more to life, and you know, there's a need to do that. And maybe this person, because I did feel like a sense of clarity, truth, maybe this person is coming into realization of that. I don't know if this is you or not. I feel like if it is you, you wouldn't be watching this type of content, but maybe I don't know. Could be somebody you're dealing with, but maybe you're just, you just like figured it out that like, I am meant for more. I'm here for more. This cannot be it. Usually when we have an awakening, and this is my experience, and you know, people that I've worked with as well, you know, that have experienced similar things, but usually worked with as in a client base. Anyway, but usually like we end up realizing at some point of our lives, like this cannot be it. Like seeing how we are living in that moment and thinking to ourselves, is this how it's going to be every single day for the rest of my life, right? That's like the beginning part of the awakening, where you come to realize like this cannot be it. This cannot be all that there is to this lifetime, right? So maybe somebody is going through that moment right now, hopefully. And so therefore there's cathartic moments and opportunities here this month to do away with certain things that aren't working out, that aren't part of your journey, that are just holding you back and restricting you from really flying, from really being free, from really going the next level, to the next chapter, to, you know, and seeing what else there is. And yeah, it might come with some loss and some pain and some burden things, and you know, people being hurt or hurt feelings or whatever. But I think that this king is aware that there's more to life, and they are, whether it's male or female, you know, and they really want to go toward that, if that makes sense. Actually, I want to get, and here's the Lovers again, which is your card. I want to get some additional messages from this Oracle deck here. I don't really use it very often, but when I feel guided to, I will, and I feel guided today with you, Gemini. What else does the universe have to say to Gemini for the month of July 2023, please? Anything here? Karma, balance, and justice. Yep. North Node, cosmic purpose. Exactly what I was talking about here. You have to follow your purpose. And I even spoke about the North Node in the astrology portion today and how that is changing. Maybe the Gemini is already feeling this type of push toward that individuality, that separate, seeing yourself separate from whatever type of relationship dynamic this is, that only causes confusion and illusion here. There's a need to be really clear about what you want, who you are, and hold on. Someone needs an apology. Someone needs to forgive. Someone needs to forgive and release it. Release something. Let go of something. Someone is holding on to something. Being resentful. Here is that heavy, observant energy I was feeling as well. Like someone watching your next step. I feel like maybe this person knows that you are going toward your soul purpose and it does not involve them. And that's why they're using their emotional feeling manipulation tactics here. Like I said, someone's doing that to distract the other. And they're just sort of watching your move, like making sure that they're 10 steps ahead of you so you do not follow through with leaving and decisions. Yeah, so all of these cards pretty much just spoke about, yeah, and the South, even the South Node came through. So getting away, remember the South Node is what we need to get away from. So the comfort zone and clinging, right? And it is in Libra. So the South Node getting in Libra talks about the need to get away from these codependent, low level, you know, just relationship dynamics in general, moving toward the North Node in Aries, which is embracing who you are independently, individually. So, okay, universe, that was clear. Thank you so much. But yeah, I mean, good luck with this energy, Gemini. I do feel that as long as you stay true to yourself, maybe it's time to, if you haven't already, to adopt some sort of spiritual ritual. Even if it is every morning going outside, doing a stretch, you know, feeling the ground and thanking the Mother Earth, thanking nature, thanking the universe for this day, whatever that is. But I think that if you develop a daily routine, no matter how big or small it is, it's going to help you maintain this grounded, realistic, in tune, authentic place that you need to stay in order to get through all of this, because there's heavy control manipulation tactics here that is preventing you from moving on and moving into the next chapter of life that your soul is asking you to do. And no, if you're thinking, is this all there is to life? Fuck no, there isn't. There absolutely isn't. I don't care how old you are. If you're stuck in this type of situation, especially if you're stuck in this type of situation and you think to yourself, is this it for the rest of my, is this all there is to life? Absolutely not. There is something that is meant to be learned here. There's something about you that you have to learn about yourself. I feel like I tell you this every reading. That's all it is, really. Like, separate, detach, go into your spiritual side, see things from a bigger perspective. You have the Sagittarius energy on the same axis line as you, because that's your opposite sign. Go toward that and see your life from a big picture perspective. And you'll see how little this moment is in this relationship, in this situation. It is not all that life has to offer. There's so much more. And it's a shame if you don't take advantage of that. Detach yourself from this thing, so that way you can see the other beautiful opportunity that there is in this life, that you can feel, that you can experience, that you can go toward. This is not the only relationship. This is not the only job. This is not the only contract. Like, whatever it is. Clearly, it is not helping you. It is not adding to the quality of your life. Clearly, you are being controlled. What type of life is that to live? Being controlled and not having sovereignty and being able to be in control of your own life. You are being controlled by someone else. So think about that. Anyway, I speak like that because I give a shit. I speak like that because I care. I speak like that because I speak from experience. So, like the video if you were able to get something out of today's reading. Subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you on the next one. Have a great month of July. Thank you so much for your time and energy today. See you next time.